Hey Virgo, let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever felt like no one sees the effort you put in? Like people only notice the end result, the clean finish, the perfect smile, but never the chaos you battle behind the scenes just to keep everything running smoothly? If that sounds like you, then sit back, because today, we're not just talking about Virgo, the sign of perfection. We're peeling back the curtain. We're diving into the heart, the mind, the soul of Virgo. And trust me, what lies beneath will surprise even you. You see, Virgo isn't just about neat handwriting, aligned spreadsheets, or silent nods of approval. Virgo is about quiet resilience, sacred service, and an emotional landscape that's deeper than most people realize. So, whether you're a Virgo yourself, loving one, or just curious about what makes this earth sign tick, this journey is going to open your eyes and maybe, just maybe, help you see yourself in a brand new way. Let's begin. The hidden fire of Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Yes, just like Gemini, but make no mistake, while Gemini dances in the clouds of ideas, Virgo walks barefoot through the details of life, harvesting truth, analyzing emotions, and tending to wounds no one else even sees. This isn't a sign that seeks attention, but Virgo wants to be seen. Seen for the way they care deeply without words. Seen for the way they notice when you're sad even when you say, "I'm fine." Seen for the way they fix problems behind the curtain and act like it was never broken to begin with. Virgo's love language? Acts of service, quiet presence, showing up. But here's the plot twist. Virgo feels intensely. And yet, this is a sign that often hides that intensity behind reason, behind logic, behind routines and responsibilities. Because somewhere along the way, Virgo learned, if I'm useful, I'll be loved. And that, my friend, is where the heartbreak begins. The curse of being too much and not enough. Virgos carry this strange burden. The paradox of being too much and not enough at the same time. Too critical, too observant, too serious yet not loud enough. Not reckless enough, not spontaneous enough. They're told to let go more. Relax, chill out. But how do you relax when your mind is a constant storm of details, observations, and corrections? Let me tell you something raw. Many Virgos grow up feeling like they're walking emotional tightropes. Constantly adjusting, constantly editing, not just their words, but their existence. And what do? They overcompensate by being perfect, or at least trying to be. In school, in work, in relationships, Virgo becomes the fixer, the helper, the one who stays up late cleaning the kitchen, solving a coworker's mess, or worrying about a friend who hasn't called in 3 days. But here's what nobody tells you. Virgo burns out. Quietly, internally, and no one notices, until it's too late. So Virgo, when was the last time you gave yourself permission to fall apart? Healing for the healer. Virgo is the healer of the zodiac. But who heals the healer? You're the one people come to with their chaos. And you listen, you guide, you find the right words, you organize the mess, and when they leave, lighter and freer, you smile. But your soul? It gets heavier. Because Virgo holds pain like it's sacred. And you rarely release it. This is your invitation. To stop pretending you're okay when you're exhausted. To stop being the reliable one at the cost of your own peace. To let someone take care of you for once. You don't need to prove your worth through usefulness. You already are worthy. You already are enough. Virgo's true magic isn't in fixing others. It's in showing that vulnerability is not weakness. That messiness is part of being human. And that perfection isn't the goal, authenticity is. Virgo in love, the silent devotion. Virgo in love, a topic that deserves its own movie. You love with a quiet fire. You notice the little things. How someone likes their coffee. The way they furrow their brow when they're thinking. The kind of music they play when they're nervous. You don't always say it out loud, but you love fiercely. And yet, people often misunderstand you. They think you're distant, too practical, too guarded. But Virgo, you love in acts, not in words. You fix someone's tire without being asked. You send them a playlist when they're stressed. You remember the story they told you months ago and bring it up just to make them feel seen. That is love. That is devotion. That is Virgo. But here's a truth you need to hear. You deserve the same energy in return. You deserve someone who notices your quiet efforts. Who listens. Who asks how you're feeling. Who makes you feel safe. Don't settle for being the caretaker in a one-way relationship. You're not here just to serve. You're here to be cherished. Let's take a breath together. If anything I've said so far has stirred something inside you, good. That means we're breaking through the surface. We're not here for generic horoscopes. We're here for soul truth. Take a deep breath. Virgo. Inhale. Exhale. Let go. And know this, you are not broken. You're beautifully complex. You are the poem written in quiet stanzas. The lighthouse in someone's storm. The voice of reason when the world is spinning. But now, it's time you hear your own voice. It's time you let go of the need to be perfect and start being real. In the next part, we're diving deeper into Virgo's emotional cycles, your hidden patterns in friendships and family, and how to reclaim your power without guilt. But before we continue, let me ask for one thing from you. If this message has touched you, even a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Stellar Fate. Your support helps keep this message alive. And I promise, we're just getting started. Now, Virgo, are you ready to meet the part of yourself that even you've forgotten? Welcome back, Virgo. Now that we've cracked open the surface, let's go deeper into the hidden emotional cycles you face, the quiet battles, the patterns you repeat, and more importantly, how to break free. Because you weren't born to live inside a loop of burnout and disappointment. You weren't meant to carry the weight of everyone's world while ignoring your own. So let's talk about the patterns that keep you stuck, and how you can rise. The overthinker's trap. Let's be honest, your mind never stops. You analyze everything, conversations, decisions, the tone of someone's voice, even the silence in a text message. You replay scenes like a movie editor, wondering if you said too much, too little, or if you missed something important. Sound familiar? This is Virgo's blessing and curse. Your analytical mind is brilliant. It helps you see what others miss. It protects you. It prepares you. But it can also become a cage, where your thoughts spiral until you no longer trust your instincts. So what's the way out? Feel. Don't just think it. Feel it. Ask yourself, not what makes sense, but what feels right. Because sometimes, Virgo, your logic is built to protect your heart, but your heart is where your truth lives. And you can't heal with spreadsheets. You heal with softness, with presence, with the courage to sit in your discomfort and say, I don't have to fix this right now. I just have to feel it. The pattern of self-abandonment. Virgo, you have this habit, and it's dangerous. You give too much. You stay too long. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. Why? Because somewhere deep inside, you believe love has to be earned. That you must prove your value before being chosen. That if you serve hard enough, they'll stay. But listen to me. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear. True connection doesn't require self-abandonment. If you find yourself shrinking in relationships, apologizing for having needs, or over-functioning to compensate for someone else's lack, pause. That's not love, that's a performance. And Virgo, you're not here to audition for affection. You're here to be loved in your fullness. Messy, moody, magical, all of it. So here's your challenge. Start choosing people who choose you back. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Family ties and old wounds. Let's talk about something raw, family. Many Virgos carry deep childhood wounds. Maybe you were the responsible one, the good kid, the peacemaker, the one who held the household together while the adults around you fell apart. You learned to mature fast, to fix, to adapt, but inside, a part of you never got to be a child. Never got to just be. This leaves scars. Because now, in adulthood, you struggle to rest, to receive, to let others take the lead. You don't trust easily, not because you're cold, but because you had to survive by relying on yourself. But Virgo, it's okay to outgrow your role. You don't have to be the emotional glue anymore. You don't have to keep cleaning up messes that aren't yours. Your healing begins when you start asking, what do I need? What would it look like if I chose me? You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to protect your peace. You're allowed to rest without guilt. Because your worth isn't in your utility. It's in your being. Virgo's power, sacred boundaries. Here's the truth. Virgo's superpower isn't just analysis or discipline. It's boundaries. You know when something is off. You sense imbalance like a sixth sense. But the old version of you tolerates it to keep the peace. The new version of you? She draws a line. He speaks up. They walk away from anything that drains their spirit. You don't have to explain your boundaries to everyone. You don't need approval. Your peace is reason enough. So next time someone calls you too sensitive, too particular, or too distant, smile. Because those aren't flaws. Those are filters. Your way of protecting your sacred energy. You weren't born to be everyone's fixer. You're here to build a life that honors your truth, your rhythm, your soul. Before we pause, a moment from the heart. If these words have resonated with you, Virgo, take a second, breathe, and now, please take a moment to like this video. Share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Stellar Fate. We're not just building an audience, we're building a community of souls who feel deeply, love quietly, and rise silently, just like you. And trust me, the next part? It's going to shake something loose inside you. Welcome back, Virgo. Now it's time we talk about something that rarely gets associated with you, ambition. Yes, people often see Virgo as humble, quiet, behind the scenes, but what they don't realize is that beneath your calm exterior lies a volcano of drive, vision, and purpose. You don't crave fame, you don't need applause, but you do want something deeper, to make an impact, to leave something behind that matters. And the truth is, Virgo, you're more ambitious than people know. So let's talk about your secret dreams. The ones you've been hiding, postponing, minimizing. Because it's time. Time to stop shrinking. Time to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Time to start living big, even if it feels uncomfortable. The silent builder. Virgo doesn't rush. You don't throw ideas into the world half-baked. You build slowly, intentionally, with precision. You do your research. You plan 10 steps ahead. And when you finally act, it's powerful. But here's the thing. Sometimes you use preparation as a shield from fear. You tell yourself, I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'll start once everything is aligned. But deep down, you're scared. Scared to fail. Scared to be seen. Scared to want something so much that the idea of losing it hurts. Virgo, hear this. You are ready. Not perfect, but ready. And the world doesn't need your perfection, it needs your passion. So stop hiding behind edits, behind drafts, behind endless improvements. Start messy, bold, real. Because your voice, your vision, your gift, it's time the world hears it. The desire you won't admit out loud. Let's get vulnerable for a second. You say you don't want attention. You say you prefer the background. But secretly, you want to be recognized. You want to be seen for who you are, not just what you do. And that's okay. That doesn't make you arrogant. That makes you human. You deserve to be acknowledged, celebrated, respected, not just for your loyalty, not just for your service, but for your essence, your truth, your soul. So let go of the false humility. You don't have to dim your light just to make others feel comfortable. It's not selfish to want more. It's not wrong to want to lead. It's not arrogant to claim your space. Virgo, it's your time. Why you keep playing small? Let's name it. You've been playing small, maybe in your career, maybe in your creativity, maybe in love. Why? Because you fear what happens when you go all in. What if they reject me? What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? So instead, you settle for almost. You settle for safe. You settle for a version of your life that's okay, but not soul-filling. But Virgo, this life isn't meant to be fine. It's meant to light you up, challenge you, inspire you, move you. And yes, you'll risk heartbreak. Yes, you'll face resistance. But you'll also discover something priceless, your power. And it's not the power of control or perfection. It's the power of showing up anyway. Flawed, afraid, uncertain, but present. That's where your magic lives. Your soul assignment. You weren't born to be everyone's helper. You weren't born to live quietly in the shadows. You were born with a mission, something only you can do. And maybe it's not flashy. Maybe it doesn't go viral. But it's real. It's sacred. It could be writing stories that make people feel seen. Building a wellness practice that heals bodies and minds. Raising children who will change the world. Creating systems that make life better for others. Whatever it is, it matters. And Virgo, you already have everything you need to begin. Stop waiting for permission. Stop editing your dreams into something smaller. Start now. Start raw. Start with your heart open. Because when you align your ambition with your soul, you become unstoppable. A final word for this chapter. Before we move into the next part, where we explore your intuitive gifts, your relationship with spirituality, and the deep emotional wisdom you rarely show others, I want you to do one thing. Pause, put your hand on your heart, and whisper to yourself, I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to want more. I am enough as I am, and still growing. And if this message spoke to you in even the smallest way, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and don't forget to subscribe to Stellar Fate. We are walking this path together, and your support means the world. You are not alone in this journey. Welcome back, Virgo. You've been so strong, so grounded, so practical. But let's talk about the other side of you, the one that's often hidden even from yourself, your soul. Because beneath the logic, behind the plans, and under the quiet control, lives a deeply intuitive, spiritual being who longs for connection, healing, and transcendence. You feel more than you admit. You see more than you speak. You know things without needing evidence. But you've learned to doubt this side of you. Why? Because the world told you to value facts over feelings, results over resonance, proof over perception. But Virgo, your intuition is not a weakness, it's a superpower. Let's reconnect with it. Let's reclaim it. The quiet intuitive. You might not see yourself as spiritual. But how do you always know when something is off? How do you sense tension before it's spoken? How do you feel the shift in a room, even before the energy changes? That's your intuition. It's soft, it's subtle, but it's powerful. You're not loud about it. You don't talk about vibes and downloads the way some signs might. But you live by a deep inner compass, even if you don't always realize it. And when you trust that compass, Virgo, you make magic. You create order from chaos. You build systems that heal. You give advice that's frighteningly accurate, not because you figured it out, but because you felt it. The challenge? You second-guess yourself. You let logic override your inner knowing. It's time to stop doing that. It's time to start listening, not just to your thoughts, but to your body, your emotions, your energetic sensitivity. Your mind is brilliant, Virgo, but your soul? It's divine. Your relationship with healing. Let's talk about pain. You've been through more than you let on. You carry wounds that no one sees. You smile while bleeding. You serve while hurting. Why? Because somewhere along the way, you learned that you must stay strong for others, even if it means abandoning yourself. But Virgo, healing isn't selfish. Healing is sacred. And you, yes, you, deserve to rest, to release, to feel safe. The world doesn't fall apart when you fall apart. You're allowed to let go. Cry, grieve, break open. Because only when you release the pain you've been holding so tightly, can you receive the peace that's waiting for you. And when you heal, you don't just heal yourself. You become a vessel for others to heal too. That's the quiet miracle of Virgo energy. Spirituality in Virgo form. People think spirituality is all about crystals and incense and talking to the universe. And sure, that's beautiful too. But Virgo, your spirituality is different. It's grounded. It's sacred in the everyday. You find the divine in order, in intention, in presence. You pray through your routine. You meditate in motion. You connect to Source when you care for others, when you light a candle, when you clean your space, when you bring beauty to chaos. You don't need a mountaintop retreat to be spiritual. You just need a moment of stillness and your breath. Your path is the path of sacred service, of daily devotion, of bringing heaven to earth through your actions. That's the Virgo way, facing emotional walls. Now, let's talk about the walls around your heart. Yes, Virgo, you have them. Built from experience, constructed out of disappointment, betrayal, abandonment. You don't open up easily. You don't trust without reason. You don't fall in love carelessly. Because your heart is precious, and you protect it fiercely. But here's the truth. Those walls that kept you safe are also keeping the good stuff out. Love, intimacy, connection, nourishment. So how do you begin to lower the walls? You start with safe people. Not perfect people, but consistent ones. People who listen, who show up, who don't flinch when you show your shadow. You start by letting someone in, one layer at a time. And most importantly, you let yourself in. Stop abandoning yourself emotionally. Be there for your own pain. Be your own soft place to land. That's the beginning of real healing. Pause with me, take a deep breath, let it all in, the truths, the feelings, the parts of you that were hidden until now. And if this message touched something inside you, if you felt seen, even just a little, then please, like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Stellar Fate. Your journey is sacred, your energy is rare, and you being here matters. Let's talk about love, Virgo. Not the fantasy version, not the one with perfect timing and flawless communication. Let's talk about real love, messy, imperfect, vulnerable, the kind of love that terrifies you and also heals you. Because here's what many don't know. Beneath your cautious nature, behind your emotional walls, under all your logic and overthinking, lives a heart that wants to be chosen, not for what you do, but for who you are, quietly, deeply, soulfully, the way you love, even if you don't say it out loud. Virgo doesn't fall easily. You don't love at first sight. You don't throw your heart at just anyone. You observe, you analyze, you test, and only when you feel safe, when trust has been earned, when consistency has been proven, then, and only then, do you open up. But when you do, you love with an intensity that is rare. You care in ways most people can't even name. You remember the little things. You offer acts of service. You heal with your presence. You build with your love. You give quietly, patiently, selflessly, and often, without ever asking for anything in return. But Virgo, you deserve to receive too. You deserve a love that fills you up, not one that drains you. A love where your heart can rest. A love where you don't have to earn affection by being useful. A love where you are cherished, exactly as you are. Why love scares you? Let's be honest. Love terrifies you sometimes. Why? Because it's chaotic. It's unpredictable. It doesn't follow rules or plans or logic. And you, Virgo, thrive on structure. You crave certainty. You like knowing where you stand. But love? Love laughs in the face of certainty. It asks you to surrender, to trust, to leap, without a safety net. And that is so hard for you. You've been hurt before. You've opened your heart, only to be met with silence. You've given loyalty, only to be taken for granted. So now you protect yourself. You withdraw. You pretend you're fine. You become busy. Because deep down, you're scared of being disappointed again. But here's the truth. Yes, love is risky. Yes, people will sometimes fail you. But not everyone will. There is someone out there who sees the way you love and meets it with the same sacred care. Don't let past pain rob you of future joy. Your love language. Virgo's love language is subtle but powerful. You don't always say, "I love you." You show it through actions, consistency, and thoughtfulness. You check if they've eaten. You remember how they take their coffee. You fix things without being asked. You support their dreams in the background. But sometimes, Virgo, you need to hear it too. You need words. You need touch. You need presence, not just appreciation for your usefulness. You need to feel emotionally safe. So speak up. Ask for what you need. You're not being needy. You're being human. And the right partner? They won't make you feel guilty for having needs. They will meet you there, with softness and grace. The one who can truly love you. So who is capable of truly loving a Virgo? Someone who listens more than they talk. Notices the quiet changes in your mood. Doesn't rush you to open up, but stays anyway. Respects your boundaries. Finds beauty in your mind, not just your body. Doesn't need you to be perfect, because they see perfection in your effort. You don't need someone to complete you. You need someone who recognizes you, who respects your journey, who understands that love is not a performance, but a partnership. And when you find that person, Virgo, you'll love with a loyalty so rare, so healing, so real, it will feel like home. Take this with you. Love isn't about finding someone who never hurts you. It's about finding someone who's willing to grow with you, heal with you, stay with you through the hard moments. And most importantly, it's about being that person for yourself first. So, Virgo, be kind to your heart. Be patient with your healing. And believe, truly believe, that your love is a gift, not a burden. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. You just have to be real. If you've been moved by this journey, if you've seen your own heart in these words, please like this video. Share it with someone who needs a little Virgo wisdom. And subscribe to Stellar Fate. We're not just creating content. We're building a soul family, one truth at a time.